My high school may not have been the most trap hood ghetto school in the country, but some of the things that happen within those four walls and her walls can never be said on social media. But here I am on my YouTube channel to pay the bills. So let's get to the good stuff. Look, I never promised to keep my school's dirty business under covers. If Shorty is gonna go around putting those acts on a display, then I might as well put it on a canvas. I am an animator. But anyways, something about doing the nasties in public places was a common thing around my school. Cause just like the students, my school didn't use much protection to stop us from doing whatever we wanted. Students did everything everywhere all at once. I'm talking about the bleachers, the forest, the staircase, anywhere, you name it. You can practically throw a pencil down the hallway and that thing would land between a two man. And because of how emotionally involved every student was with each other, it led my school to making some tough decisions that I could have easily been a part of if it wasn't for this game called War Thunder that completely took up all my time. Back to the story. My school was pretty regular aside from the excessive amount of people wanting to sleep with each other, and because of that, I saw the most ridiculously raunchy behavior take place in one of the most obscene places in the entire school. That is my high school elevator. And this elevator, for as long as I knew, was broken. I've been on the elevator one time to help a handicapped woman down because she physically couldn't go down the stairs, and that was it. I don't know if it had cameras in it, but if it did, I'm pretty sure they were broken. The fake wood wallpaper was peeling off the wall. It smelled like a public bathroom, and I've only ever seen someone else use it twice in my 3 years of high school, one of which the elevator got stuck halfway up and the kids in the elevator had to be rescued by fire marshals after they pried the door open. That's how dangerous and unusable this elevator was, but it was also perfect for aroused teenagers. I know it sounds stupid. It's hard for me to believe too, because I can't imagine being so excited for a shorty that I would put my life in danger. Like, that's crazy. But I quickly learned that people are disgusting. The elevator is in the one main hallway close to the cafeteria, but if there's no lunch going on and class is also going on, it is one of the most dead places in the whole building. And the only reason I was even there in the first place is because I just left the main office and I had to pass the area to get back to my class. And as I'm walking by, I hear someone drinking water. Wait, no, that's not water. Okay, no, I hear someone cough. Wait, actually, no, that's not, maybe that's choking. So I'm like, oh shoot, someone is dying right now. Like, I need to go help, but I'm thinking the person's not gonna survive long enough for me to get a teacher. So I find where the noise is coming from, and it goes back to sounding like someone's drinking water. Like, the noise is coming from the elevator, but the door is shut, kinda. But like I said, this elevator has been broken, so you can just slide it open with your hands. And when I tell you, all I see is a girl wipes her lips, looks me dead in my eyes, and to the left I see this dude with his pants to his ankles. I was so disgusted and disappointed with these students, bro. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Imagine sending your daughter or your son to school only for a teacher or a student to catch your son draws to his ankle and your daughter with meat on her face. Bury me now, because that would destroy my soul. But in the moment, I didn't even know how to process the information that I was seeing, and for some reason I just started busting out laughing. Like, ain't no way niggas is knocking down shorty throat in the handicapped unavailable elevator. And I'm laughing so loud that I kind of made a commotion, and a teacher comes from the office, sees me crying so much, laughing so loud with so much tears in my eyes that it looked like I just finished sucking The teacher also sees the guy and the girl, but the whole scene is already cleaned up. So at first glance, it just looked like 3 people in a hallway walking. But here's the thing, and this is where I kinda start to feel bad a little bit too, because I think because of how loud I laughed, it caused the teacher or staff member, whoever she was, to check the cameras, and not the elevator cams, but the hallway cams. And I'm guessing she probably saw them walk in together, and because of that, I'm pretty sure I got them both suspended. But ain't that about the craziest head story y'all ever heard? Shorty was literally gargling like it's mouthwash in a public handicap elevator, bruh. All right, it's a wrap. Fade to black. As soon as my feet so much as tap the ground, he wraps his arm around my waist, lifts me off the ground as if I was the shorty. Like, why are you sweeping me off my feet? I'm not saying all women are evil, but what else could inspire a guy to look at his best friend and break 3 ribs, 2 tendons, and violate him by throwing $4,000 in his face, all for the chance of getting left undelivered? The switch up is crazy. People are continuously adding pieces to their character like Mr. Potato Head. Niggas are literally toying with their personality. Like, what happened to the days where we were all cool with each other? When a girl was around, we played games, sit on the green electric box, vibe to music. The Black Eyed Peas used to be my favorite band, and now it's just a designated bag of peas in the freezer I used to soothe my black eye after my homie just punched me for the sake of looking strong in front of a girl. I don't even know, what is that even supposed to accomplish? Because to me, it doesn't make sense, but apparently it worked, because in school, I got my girlfriend took using this exact same method. I quite literally got body slammed for booty. Back when I was in school, we had a field day with all the classes, and you guys know how field day works, right? The teachers force you outside, you run around chasing balls like Lori Harvey, and after 8 hours, they give you a glizzy on gluten-free bread with milk made from Mark Rober's YouTube channel to cool you down from a sun that's hot enough to roast a human being. And on field day, the teachers set up multiple stations where you can do outdoor activities. You had soccer, football, basketball, jump rope, hula hoops. Ironically, all the girls that turned into exotic dancers were really good at hula hooping. I don't know what the correlation is. I just know personally, I will never be purchasing a hula hoop. And at this time, you feel me? I have a little, you know what I'm saying? We were together for a month and a half at this point, which in school time, that's like 4 months adult time. Cause you see a girlfriend in school way more than you do dating in adult life, at least for like the first month. I go to the soccer station, and as I'm playing soccer, I realize the only cup I will ever win is from Mario Kart. Playing soccer is like writing in cursive, but with your feet. And while everyone was writing poems with their legs, I was writing in Times New Roman. And just like the Romans, they had me falling in less than 3 days. So I took my talent over to the football station. The American one. And I was doing my thing. Apparently, being taller than 98% of everyone in the United States means that you'd be a pretty good wide receiver. So I'm on the field going crazy. My girlfriend is on the sideline cheering for me heavy, and all the guys see this. But I didn't account for the fact that guys get plus 20 ignorance when within a 15-foot radius of another woman. So one guy, his name is Vaughn, he's defending me on the field, and he gets hot that I'm making him look stupid.
Hey, bro, chill out. This ain't a real game.
Ha! Sound like someone too scared to guard me.
Who's scared? I stay locking niggas up like a sheriff.
Oh, okay, we gonna see. The QB hikes the ball, and I got bro out there playing Twister, Leapfrog, Connect Four. It's looking like a family game night out there. He cannot guard me at all, and I can tell that this shrimp body built doo-doo nugget nigga was getting upset, but I was too focused on winning to stop disrespecting him. But oh, man. He got me back good. On one of the final plays of the football game, the QB tells us to go long. And at this point, I've been a 5-star recruit all day. I've literally had this team on my back since we got here. So the fatigue started getting to me. Not to mention, the laboratory milk and the gluten-free glizzy from earlier had my stomach in a 7-round heavyweight boxing match. So my stamina, my speed, and the sun had me in a perfect position to completely fumble this play. But I can't give up.
You looking a little tired over there, Flat Top.
I ain't tired, nigga. This is light work. The quarterback launches the ball into the air and it's a perfect spiral. I jump up with all the strength and energy I had left in my body and I catch the ball. I'm thinking I'm good, but as I'm falling back down, I realize I didn't create enough separation and I see Vaughn chasing me down with nothing but the motivation to embarrass me in his eyes. Oh, I'm done for.
Yeah, pussy boy, I'm coming for you.
As soon as my feet so much as tap the ground, he wraps his arm around my waist, lifts me off the ground as if I was the shorty. Like, why are you sweeping me off my feet? And with my girlfriend watching, her friends staring, my friends instigating, Vaughn body slams me into the ground. Boom! And as I'm looking up, he's making direct eye contact to my girlfriend and she's smiling. That's it. At that moment, I knew that I got violated just for the sheer fact that he wanted to impress my girl and he did something he would have never done if she wasn't there in the first place. Because I've played with Vaughn multiple times. We always used to trash talk each other, but this wasn't Vaughn. This was what I call a booty slammer. A guy that acts tough when a girl is around. After the dust settles, Vaughn is standing over me like,
What? I barely touched him. He fine. Right, Stan, man?
like, bro, no, I am not. We were supposed to be playing two-hand touch, and now my two hands are touching God. I am clinging onto the breath in my chest. I got up looking like the last Z Warrior, and we didn't even get to finish playing the game because the teacher saw me get tackled. And you would think this whole altercation wouldn't be a problem for my relationship. Bro got a cheap shot in. There's no way my girlfriend would ever leave me. Where'd she go? Not too long after, my girlfriend breaks up with me, and even less long after, she started dating Vaughn.
Watch out, babe. Don't get too close to him or you'll smell like loser.
I didn't like Vaughn. But hey, I mean, after I got hit, at least I made it to the bathroom in time because my stomach was going crazy. I showed this video to my friend before I posted it, and his exact words were, "This story has to be fake." And I want to assure you guys that my girlfriend genuinely got took by the same guy who body slammed me. That is not cap. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We back and we back and we back. We back with more videos, and there's gonna be a video next Monday, 4 Mondays in a row. And then after that, I'm probably gonna go back to Saturdays. So for this month, remember, every video is gonna be on Monday, and y'all might get some more video. I'm not gonna say too much. Anyways, man, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe down below. Make sure you follow me on my Instagram, right? Y'all like the setup? You feel me? The setup kind of hard. I'm like, oh. Okay. Anyways, man, make sure you guys like, comment down below, follow me on Instagram, and new video soon. With that being said, it's a wrap. Fade to black. Y'all thought I froze? I didn't freeze. Anyways, peace. I grab Isaac. I throw him into a seat. Once I have him pinned down, I stand over him and I started going in. So back when I was in elementary school, I was a really shy and timid kid. Kids would pick on me and laugh at me a lot, which made me become a real quiet person. But the person who always made me feel better was my big sister. Since she was only 1 year older than me, I think she was like 9 and I was 8 or something, she was always around to protect me and made sure I was treated right. Obviously though, that just means when she wasn't there, I would get picked on 10 times worse than when she was there, cause PEMDAS or something. Kids are ruthless. I remember this one time walking into a new class, and for some reason I was wearing shorts, my knees were ashy, and literally everyone there made it a point to laugh at me and try to draw on my legs. They would play games on my skin, which is impressive considering that we're in band class right now. You don't even need pencils here. I was literally one more hangman game on my leg away from running fades. They be like, hey, Stanley, pick a word. The word is about to be gun if you don't stop touching me, Kyle. I'm kidding. His name was David. Anywho, because of the constant pressure being applied by my classmates, I relied on the comfort of my big sister to get me through my days. She was basically my hero the way she used to protect me. But ask yourself this, what do you do if your heroes are in danger? Do you run? Do you try to save them? Or do you fight? See, I was so caught up in being bullied that I didn't even realize that my sister was going through the same exact thing. Like, these kids did not mess with us. And I'd give them a pass if we were like annoying or something, but we just moved here. They don't even know me. One day, school finishes and I get in the bus to go home. I go all the way to the back, and let me tell you why the second to last seat is elite. Kids would only be able to pick on me from the front of the bus, but I figured if I could see it coming, then I could minimize the damage. And the reason I don't go for the last two seats is because someone is always fighting for that spot. I've seen kids get textbooks thrown at the back of each other's heads for sitting in the front, and I'm not risking it. I'm pretty sure when the teacher said that our minds are our strongest muscle, that isn't what she meant. I'm in the back, I sit down in the second to last seat, and then I see two people heading my way. I see Isaac, and then I see Phil, and they start walking towards me. Just my luck, man. Even after school, I gotta deal with school bullies. They sit to the two back seats behind me, and as I'm minding my business, I hear them talking about my sister. I don't know what they were saying because the rest of the bus was so loud, but I knew they were talking about her. I didn't really hear what they said, but I heard the word prank. But before I could come up with a way to stop them, on cue, my sister comes on the bus and walks down the aisle. As she's getting closer, I try to warn her, but I start stuttering like, yo, Faye. And once she gets close to her seat, I froze, I panicked. So before I could get to say anything, Isaac's eyes light up. He smiles and yells out, "Hey Felicia, you dropped your pocket." Which is honestly not that bad. But my sister, my sweet sister, unknowingly looked down, thus completing the joke. And obviously you can't drop your pocket. That's the whole thing. Everyone in the vicinity of that joke breaks out into laughter. The secondhand embarrassment that I felt was immense. I can't even imagine what my sister felt like. So now I'm hot because nobody is allowed to disrespect my sister but me. The bus ride continues and they keep making fun of my sister. I'm literally clinging my arms together so I don't do something I might regret. The bus stops and Isaac, who has been doing 98% of the trash talking, gets up to get out. As he's walking out, he stops and I hear him say one last thing to my sister under his breath. I'm a calm person, okay? I like peace. I like tranquility. But even Gohan had his limits. That struck me right in my nose. I don't remember what he said. All I remember is going from sitting down to standing up in front of him. I grab Isaac, I throw him into a seat. Once I have him pinned down, I stand over him and I started going in. I am full throttle punching right now. My knuckles started hurting. Everything turned red. I was so blind from rage to the point I closed my eyes and kept punching. It felt like I wasn't even there anymore. I basically blacked out. I slowly opened my eyes and I see Isaac, and he is balled up, scared for his life in the seat. Perfectly fine though. I look behind him and the seat is dented and ripped with knuckle prints all over it. Nobody got hurt though, because I wasn't actually trying to hit him. I just wanted him to stop annoying my sister, so I scared him. When I said kids are crazy, that included me too. Like, I don't know why you thought it didn't. I was standing over him like Deku when he beat Muscular. I felt like a hero. Everyone was just in shock that this second grader just threw a fourth grader into a seat and dented it. Isaac gets up and gets off the bus, doesn't say a word, just terror all over his face. The bus driver doesn't say a word either. I'm like, bet. I sit back in my seat like nothing happened, and guess what? He never bothered my sister again. Brother of the century? Maybe. Brother of the year? Definitely. Thank God that I was just bigger than all the other kids in my school when I was younger. Cause honestly, I was supposed to get folded like some clean clothes. No cap. It was two of them. One of me's. If Phil would have decided to jump in to help Isaac, I would have been filling out a hospital bill. There is literally only 3 times in my life where I came close to fighting somebody, and y'all already heard 2 of them. I am not a fighter, okay? I like to watch anime and eat Chipotle rice bowls with no tomatoes in it. That's it. That's all I do. But y'all already know fighting is never the answer, blah, blah, blah. But the only time that rule is not in effect for me is when somebody talks or does something to my family or to somebody I consider family. Anywho, my name is Stanley Animations. I hope y'all enjoyed hearing about my first fist fight. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all hit that like button the same way I hit Isaac's seat behind his head. Make sure you comment and make sure you subscribe all down below. And most importantly, follow me across all of my social media. Most importantly, Instagram. I'm trying to get to 10K before the end of the year. But if you laughed, smiled, or chuckled at any point in the video, you have to share it. That's all I ask, is just if you laughed, share the video, because somebody else might find it funny too. With that being said though, it's a wrap. Fade to black. Bow, 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 bow. Right hand on the Bible, I promise this story is not clickbait. I had this science teacher, and I'm not even gonna give her a name, because if you went to my high school, you know who this is. She's the only white chick in the entire county that was dumb enough to leak her love life, and it completely destroyed her husband's career for the next 4 years because he also worked in the same school. When I tell you, niggas was going up to her husband in his face in the middle of class just to clown him, I am not joking. OnlyFans wasn't even out at this point, meaning that when she got leaked, it wasn't because someone found out what I'm about to tell y'all. It's because she willingly gave up this information, which till this day, I still find very hard to believe, because unless she was pillow talking with a fellow student, which respect to that nigga, how does this information ever see the light of day? Batman himself can torture me by making me eat one of Pokemon's cookies with no bev, and I still wouldn't give up that information. Basically, how it happened is I have this teacher that leaked herself for my first or second class of the day. Everything's normal, class is boring, it's cold in here, the perfect conditions for prison. We get out of class, and then the next group goes into her class, and she does not keep the same energy at all. You would have thought they were serving avocado toast in there the way I saw so many white kids smiling. But for some reason, that teacher hated me and my friend's guts. We've never seen that side of her. and I'm high-key sure that's due to a form of racism. But newsflash for her, all of that trust in her fellow clan members is what ultimately led her to getting exposed, because she got a little too comfortable and told one too many Jennifers at my school about her and her husband's love life on accident. She told this minor that her husband has some type of rare heart condition that won't let his heart operate properly after a certain heart rate. For example, if his max heart rate is 75 beats per minute, if that man reaches up to 80, he will never see 80. If he goes over by 1 beat, then he's gonna be 6 feet. And somehow, I'm not sure if the teacher was talking to a Snapple bottle cap or light Yagami, because the student she told this information to knew one crazy ass fun fact that no regular person knows off the top of their head. That is, to bust a nut, your heart rate needs to reach anywhere between 90 and 130 beats per second. And you know how after a class ends, you have 5 minutes to get from the class you're in to your next class. I kid you guys not, if I'm lying, I'm flying. And gang, I don't have wings. Before I made it to my next class, the whole entire student body, from freshman to senior to that one student that comes to school once a month, knew all about bro's heart attack need. It was people who never even had him or her as a teacher that knew about it. And you would think people would keep it civilized and not say anything crazy, but there was people that I knew personally that got written up by the principal because they asked the teacher that leaked her love life about the last time she got cracked within minutes of this information being out. And to make matters worse, as the days went on, the jokes continued to linger through the school. And God forbid, if her husband ever got mad or frustrated in class, the other students would straight up be like, hey, you better calm down before you die, nigga. Yeah, unless you want me to crack your wife. Yeah, crack your wife at your funeral. While you in your coffin, I'm gonna have her coffin. Not like you was doing it anyways, I mean. Literally some of the most disrespectful things I've ever heard in my life. Let that be my wife that ruined my career. I'd have to call my sister to shoot the fade with you, because now you got prepubescent children whose Adam apple ain't even formed yet telling me that I'm not a man. How he didn't jump off a bridge after that, I don't know. God would have opened his heavenly gates in the morning like, whose package is this? The way I would have been there without any notice. But now that it's been over 4 years since that happened, I genuinely hope that bro is back to living a normal life where everyone has forgotten about it. And to that melatonin drinking, avocado eating, bottleneck biscuit skin woman he has for a wife, I hope she realized that just because someone smiles in your face and makes you feel comfortable doesn't give you the right to share information that involves someone else. Because she could have been cool with me and I wouldn't even ever know that your heart rate has to be over 90 beats per minute to get to the finish line. So if there's anything I want you guys to take away from this story, is that you guys need to like this video. It helps the channel a lot, and if you follow me on Instagram, you will know that I'm dropping 6 animations this month as a Christmas present to you all. But I can't do that without you supporting the video by hitting the like button. It's free to you but means the world to me. You guys have 3 more videos left for this month on the way. So with that being said, it's a wrap. Fade to black. I've seen teachers get tripped, stalked, robbed, dogged, popped, locked, dropped. These teachers are dang near out here dancing, but to the sound of their mental health deteriorating. Let's talk about it. These got to be the meanest students I've ever seen since segregation. They're treating teachers like the Little Rock Nine, and that's an abnormally hard bar to reach. And somehow, the students of today have managed to not only reach that bar, but they flipped it vertically and started stripping on it. I'm not old by any means, and this is gonna make me sound like I am, but back in my day when I was in school, we may not have had the best class. Matter of fact, we made our principal retire, but we had boundaries. We did the little things, you know, like being late, skipping class, talking smart to the teacher. Oh, I broke my pencil. Stanley, do you kiss your mother with that mouth? Nah, but I use it to kiss yours though. Whoa! Just the dumb stuff like that. Me personally, I never purposely made my teachers mad. I hate being the reason someone's day is worse. The way I see it, everyone already has something going on in their life. My job as a side character in everyone else's life is to add as little to their plate as possible. But once a teacher starts adding Thanksgiving portions to my plate, I'ma start adding Fortnite traps to their chair. But that's the thing right there, because kids today will add September 11th traps to their classroom. Oh, Jimmy, I really like your shirt. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's the bomb. How'd you know? Huh? For example, my teacher just came back from being with her mother because her father just passed away. This nigga was on his deathbed for like a month. She has photos of him on her desk, on her computer wallpaper, everywhere. A week goes by since she's been back after a month of not being here. We studied a unit, took a test, and got our test grades back. 2 kids out of my class got zeros because their papers were identical. I know this because I sit right behind them. This is the same teacher from my She Touched Me video. The girl that was being nosy in that video and her friend that was besides her start arguing. Why would you cheat off my test? Ain't nobody look at your paper. You literally copied off my answer. Girl, shut up. Are you dumb? Yo, mama. What are you saying right now? The teacher comes over to see what's going on. The girl who's mad stands up and starts having a back and forth with the teacher, and what could have been a civil conversation ended up turning into a heated argument that led to the craziest one-liner I've ever heard. Well, I don't care. The only person that's been passing this class since you left is your father anyways, you dumb bitch. Son, I've never heard a class get so quiet. The nerve to even say that is insane. Keep in mind, she's saying this while being dragged out of the classroom by our deputy officer. That's how intense this got. And I'm not gonna lie, she got balls, because me personally, if I was the teacher, forget this job. We can shoot the fade right now. The teacher, I kid you not, took another 2 weeks off of school. My point being, you little demon spawns from the devil himself are now worse than that student. And it's not even your fault. We got parents doing TikTok trends trying to raise their views instead of trying to raise their children. But at the same time, you little gremlins are gonna run into consequences at a later time in life. And the older you experience consequences, the more serious the punishments gets. Like, I used to be a chronic thief when I was a kid. I will not lie. I'd steal anything from headphones to games to your iPhone right now. And when I got caught, my parents whooped my ass. And I learned to stop, because when you're young and do something or say something dumb, you only gotta deal with your parents. But one day, you're gonna have to deal with adults, and they're gonna like that joke about their father passing so much that they're gonna recommend you tell it to their father directly. So basically, if you're that kid at your school, just make sure you tighten up, because the last thing I want to see is one of my viewers get their jaw rocked for not knowing how to handle confrontation. With that being said, it's a wrap. Fade to black. If I ever walk through a school hallway and smell something funky, 9 times out of 10 is gonna come from the school stairwell. And I pray that the janitors who have to go back there after 2 students just baked cookies gets paid well, because there's no way it doesn't smell like the Bikini Bottom down there. These janitors are the true MVP. After students decide to turn down there to a pop-up bakery and they got to go down there and clean it, they deserve a medal, an award, or at least some type of standing ovation for having to go down there. Bro, I am over here thinking that they have to have some type of secret stash of air fresheners or something down there. Without me going to high school, people going behind the stairwell or just downright on the staircase to get a cookie wasn't a rare thing. I've seen so much cookies get baked that I could have been a Crumble Cookie employee in there. You had shorties working a 9 to 5, giving out the red velvet, the snickerdoodle, and the good old chocolate chip. You even had girls going with girls and dudes going with dudes. So I guess that's more of a cookie pop situation. Get it? Because they both have stick. I've seen more cookies get baked in there than I've seen inside of an actual bakery. Like, if they had employee of the month, by the time I graduated, I could have been a legit Crumble Cookie CEO. Shorties were literally on the assembly line, running up the score. Like, how much better can you take? But man, when the teacher started to get a hold of this information, they shut down the cookie restaurant like a food inspector. I mean, they were going out of their way to put an end to this cookie fiasco because some students started turning into cookie monsters, and it led to a never-ending spiral of beefs and conflicts in my school. You would think everything would be all good and that it wouldn't cause any problems until you see your crush coming out of this staircase with 4 football players who have college offers, and her hair looks like she just survived a fight from Insomniac Spider-Man. Shorty is walking through the hallway with the most unexpected entourage, bro. Like, I'm looking at her face and she's looking like Kratos. Shorty's is literally going through war coming out of that stairwell. And what's worse than a girl realizing she likes baking multiple cookies a day is guys realizing that, hey, this girl who we're gonna call Sierra likes baking multiple cookies a day. Because in my school, Sierra was a trophy. She was a gem, had all the guys falling for her. She actually had some of the girls falling for her too. I'm not gonna lie. She was one of those girls who developed really fast. But once this other girl, we can call her Amy, started getting her cookie factory up and running, oh man, the attention went straight to Amy, and Sierra was basically an android with the battery falling out, a complete thing of the past. So for Sierra to compete against Amy's new cookie spot, guess what that means? 2 cookie stores inside of the same school. These girls were getting knocked down like a QB with no linemen. And just in case, by the way, if I'm confusing anybody, YouTube, I want you guys to know specifically, this video is 100% about cookies and nothing else. So chill, okay? I got bills. As for me, I didn't partake in the cookie war that took place at my school because I started feeling like I needed a hazmat suit just to go up and down the stairs to get to lunch, because so much cheeks are getting clapped that it would actually make me upset. Like, bro, move, I am trying to get to lunch. And when you step in a liquid or some other unidentifiable object on the ground, it just really makes me the opposite of cookie hungry, because this could be water, but this could also just be somebody's daughter, if you know. I'm ugly for that. I know. But for me personally, if there was any other reason that I needed to sign up my kids for private school, that one definitely took the cake. Through that time, it was kind of hard to get over the clapping noises from them fluffing up the cookie dough, or the slurping noises from them, I don't know, drinking water before baking the cookies underneath the stairwell, which led me to thinking about going, because when everyone has visited the cookie store a couple of times and you haven't, and you're a young impressionable teenager, it really just makes you feel different. Like, what? You don't like different because you haven't been there, but there's no shame in that. Looking back on it, I'm so glad that I actually didn't go, because no matter how much you like baking cookies, you shouldn't make them for everyone multiple times a day, because someone's bound to get a cavity. Yeah, you see what I'm doing here. You guys thought it was gonna be all good and dandy. No, my school went through a legit crisis. It's almost like in life you could do whatever you want, but there's still gonna be repercussions for your actions. I don't know. Countless days went by. People started moving the spots around, and that's when behind the bleachers became a real popular location for this crumble cookie restaurant. And since a whole bunch of teenagers were essentially baking cookies without any gloves on, outside germs started spreading like it was 2019 all over again, because the cookies were being baked under the bleachers in the sun, rain, snow, and God knows what else is out there. I mean, it's Virginia, for Pete's sake. Students started missing classes left and right because of this cavity outbreak. The cookie business went downhill altogether. I'm talking about people didn't even want to use their loyalty points anymore, bro. Like, this was the biggest fallout that I've seen since Ben Simmons playing against the Atlanta Hawks, bro. Like, shorties went from dropping triple doubles to dropping diseases. Like, I was in AP English looking like I was supposed to be in AP Science, the way I'm wearing these masks, gloves, and goggles to protect myself from these other kids. The girls ended up stopping their cookie war because they both had a new business venture, a seafood boil. Whether they liked it or not, they ended up handing out more crabs than Mr. Krabs himself at my school, which essentially, that's not a good thing. Both the girls ended up never baking school cookies ever again, and the Fortune 5 500 cookie company they both built up, well, all of their loyal customers left some horrible Yelp reviews, completely taking the business because they got seafood that they didn't ask for. And it even became one of those things where the guys who didn't go see Sierra or Amy actually got praised for it. Like, if you weren't ever seen in Sierra or Amy's cookie shop, then you were one of the higher men around the school because you knew your worth. But like, come on, we're in high school. There wasn't that much worth there to begin with. I mean, let's keep it a buck, but you know, what do I know? I just make videos about high school experiences. One thing for sure though, I could never take the worth that they were handing out in high school, because little did they know I was just more scared of getting caught than anything, because I've seen entire relationship end just from being seen around Amy or Sierra. None of the other girls approved of Amy or Sierra's behavior because the boyfriends of those girls would be caught either with Sierra or Amy, or even leaving from where only Sierra or Amy would be. And no matter how much they tried to hide it, bro, we can literally see you smiling from ear to ear and you were depressed before lunch. Something must have happened around that time. Like, you owned a perfectly ironed shirt this morning. You came back and it looked like somebody done practiced origami on it. Like, why does your shirt look like Joe Biden? But just because the girls didn't approve of Amy or Sierra's cookie store, it didn't mean that the other girls didn't use that area to give out their own cookies. Matter of fact, even dudes started using that area for their own personal reasons. And as a dude, if you saw a girl in a stairwell, it was like, oh shoot, let me walk out or like look the other way. But I think the worst thing that ever happened with this whole stairwell incident was when you find your girl leaving the stairwell with another guy, which is exactly what happened to my boy Mike. But that's for a different day. Growing up, my parents gave me a good childhood in my eyes, but one thing I will never forgive them for is putting me in these wannabe Section 8 school systems. And you guys know exactly what I mean when I say want to be Section 8 school. It was full of Tekashi 6ix9ines, Filipino girls with a forced black scent, and kids who frankly have a rainy day fund on top of their fridge. And I say wannabe because I went to high school with some of the most well-raised individuals that were determined to make it into the hood, which to me, as someone who genuinely came from poverty, made me hate going to school. But that's just one of the many long list of antics that made me want to play Russian roulette with a fully loaded shotgun. These kids were the bane of my existence. When I tell you, I did whatever I could to stay out of the corny things that they did, I am not exaggerating. I was so out of the way that I was in the way for other people to be corny. For example, catching secondhand embarrassment at school happened so many times that it would genuinely affect my day. Like having to stand next to your friend after you've seen 3 girls curve his, hey, where my hug at? You're not gonna give me a hug? Has to be classified as a form of torture. The fact that he even had the nerve to walk up to an 8 out of 10 with a 2 out of 10 approach in front of me is not only disrespectful to her, but it's also disrespectful to me, because now it looks like I'm the one who's condoning that corniness by association. But that's not even the half of it. I've seen people get rejected, get roasted into oblivion, catch their girlfriend cheating in the stairwell, literally some stuff I wouldn't even wish on my worst enemy, because I would genuinely prefer to not even know all of those things existed than to have seen them. Secondhand embarrassment gets an S tier for me. That cheating in the stairwell incident had me wanting to go cry in the bathroom, but I couldn't even do that because the school's bathrooms were also something that I hated with a passion. I don't know what you chunky niggas be eating, but it cannot be school food. I know this because my stomach cannot recreate the smell that be lingering in these school bathrooms. And if you ever have to walk into a bathroom and hit one of these, I'm telling you right now, it's an 82.6% chance it came from the same kid that asks you if you're gonna finish your milk at school and orders 2 cookies from the lunch line every day. If I even have the slightest suspicion that a public bathroom is giving off a radioactive stench, I will hold my breath until my face turns blue, purple, teal, aqua maroon. Bro, I will not breathe until my face looks like a box of Fruity Pebbles. And to make matters worse, walking into a bathroom that's been blown up is horrible. But walking into a high school bathroom that is actively getting blown up literally makes me want to throw up. At no point in your life should your bathroom sound like a Ford F-150 trying to hit 100 miles per hour. This one also gets an S tier from me. Oh, an honorable mention on my This Made Me Hate School list is a teacher's pet, bro. And I understand they're just trying to be a good student, living with honesty and integrity. And if that was you growing up, come here real quick, like lean closer to the screen. I hate you. You are a part of the sole reason that my parents can bicep curl 250. They were hitting full arm day workouts, unleashing the belt on me for not handing in my assignments. I would come this close to the teacher forgetting to ask us to turn in homework, or to like give us homework, which are the type of things I dream of when you're being what I call a passive student. And to have that ruined every single time by like some stupid student who like wanted to go to college had me wanting to rethink gun laws. I was a notorious homework skipper early into high school, and when the teacher's pet would be like, oh sir, back here, sir. Yes, Timothy. Sir, you forgot to hand out the homework, sir. Oh, okay. Here you go. Like, the amount of rage that coursed through my body in those moments had me wanting to get something out of my backpack that didn't look, feel, or sound like a pencil, but I guarantee you it will get to erasing niggas. Teachers' pets get an A tier from me. Holy, I hate y'all. Next, let's see what we got. Icebreakers on the first day of school. Oh my gosh. Off the bat, this one gets an A tier from me. There should be no reason that, like I'm scared to talk to a large group of people, especially, considering my job. But I was terrified of speaking during icebreakers at the beginning of the year. I would get nightmares and wake up in a cold sweat just thinking about how I'm gonna have to lie about my summer. I've stayed inside and made YouTube videos for the last 7 years of my life. I'm not getting up and explaining that to a classroom full of kids that make fun of people for trying to do something with their life. Which brings me into my next topic, getting roasted into oblivion. This one is a C for me, and that's only because I learned how to roast people back. But sitting in a cafeteria and getting roasted to oblivion, I kid you not, was the leading cause of male absence at my school. I'm not talking about when you're going back and forth with someone and you lose the roast battle. I'm talking about when you lose the roast battle and the other guy just keeps going at you. The whole cafeteria is weak. People are laughing at you. All the girls are kicking. I 100% looked into transferring schools just to avoid getting roasted. S tier hate for this on my list, but on a personal level, since I can roast people back now, this is a C tier for me. And if you yourself are that kid who is just getting roasted every single day, the best way to defend yourself is just by saying, I know you're not talking with your big blank head ass. For example, boy, I know you're not talking with your big tooth, big shoe head ass. After that, start saying something as little and end it with head as boy. For example, I know you're not talking with your big shoe, big nose ass boy, little earring ass boy. The boy is very important because regardless of if it's funny or not, the table is still gonna be like, ooh, because they're trying to instigate. And it's just gonna feel slightly less worse because at least it's gonna look like you stuck up for yourself. Another honorable mention is the kids that walk around just blasting music from a speaker in their backpack or from their phone. I am 100% sure all of them are in jail now. Like, to be either that socially unaware or just to not care about the people around you screams murderer to me. And you probably support gun violence, but I'ma still give this one a D tier because if they play a banger, it's kind of hard to be mad at that. Last one on my This Made Me Hate School list without a doubt has to be getting back back to school supplies because being somewhere I don't want to be and then having to pay to be there just feels like a scam to me. I understand that you get paid 18 pennies an hour, but your financial situation has nothing to do with the fact that I got $30 worth of flashcards that we used one time. On top of that, let's not forget, you chose this job. And even worse, some teachers have the nerve to give you a list of things you need to buy, and depending on how much items you check off of that list, they'll give you your first A of the year. Like, way to go teaching us early that people with money don't play with the same rules as people without money. So great job, I guess. You know, not really the best first impression, but I digress. However, even though I'm complaining a lot, school did do things right that I want to shine light on one day. So if you want to see that video, get this one to 5,000 likes, because even though it's easy to point out the negativity of it all, let's not forget it also gave us perspectives on other people, taught us about ourselves, and so much more. But with that being said, it's a wrap. Fade to black. So I start panicking to the point where I'm gasping for air, and all of a sudden I can hear footsteps getting close. All the noise I was making was attracting attention, and I'm finally gonna get saved. But then I hear the footsteps leave. Like bro, I'm about to ascend. So about 2 weeks ago, Swoozy, Yo-Yo, and Devontae all dropped videos about taking L's, and obviously I was supposed to drop one as well. But if you know anything about me, is that I have about the same YouTube posting consistency of whoever's working on Hunter x Hunter right now, but better late than never. My first L takes place in middle school. For those of y'all who didn't know, I was actually on the track team. Not to run though, I hate running. Like, slavery's over, we won already. All I did was shot put and discus. Fun fact, I actually ranked second in the county for throwing events. First place was a man-child who got held back like 3 times. Like, nobody's beating that. But anywho, one day I'm at track practice and it's freezing, and I didn't have underwear on under my shorts because in middle school, 7th grade specifically, under my pants I used to wear shorts instead of boxers. And that particular day I forgot we had track practice, so I didn't pack a spare pair of shorts or underwear to use, so I just used what I had on under my pants, meaning I was raw butt in these athletic shorts. And you gotta understand, athletic shorts are thin, so I am freezing, and you know when it's cold outside, things compact together. So I spent the entire practice looking over my shoulder trying to hide the fact that you can see my entire area 51 in cheeks in 4K HD resolution, and apparently I didn't do a good job. As I make my way to the main track field, a group of 8th grade girls approach me. I'm thinking like, oh, they're just gonna walk by, whatever. It's no way they noticed anything from across the field, no big deal. But then they stop in front of me, blocking my path. And these aren't any girls. These are track girls, top of the middle school hierarchy. Girls who run track are bad. PEMDAS, you know this. Hey Stanley, you know my name? We were all just wondering if I could get you the math homework. Yeah, I got you. Let me just go get my backpack. No, why does it look like that? Why does what look like what? What are you talking about? That. She points down at my area and then she says, "It looks like a shrimp." She then proceeds to make several other shrimp comments, which there's 8-inch shrimp out here. Like, why does nobody mention that? And also, why is Shorty out here looking at other people's packages instead of running track? She worried about the wrong meat. Immediately, I was defeated. And to add insult to injury, the girls around her also started laughing, which made it 10 times worse. I don't know where my head was at, but I never forgot to wear underwear after that experience. Speaking of head.
Is that really your transition?
Yeah. I don't got anything better.
That's sad.
I know.
Do better.
Yes, sir.
That's why your meat small.
Speaking of head, this next L took place in middle school as well. I was in the back of my science class and understand that the year just started. When the year just starts, it's your only chance to truly reinvent yourself and become someone you are proud of. But if you mess up or something goes wrong, you're gonna be known by the mistake for the rest of the year. We called this kid Ashes for literally a whole semester just because he forgot to put lotion on one time. As I'm sitting in the back of the class, it's dead silent. The teacher is just rambling about the code of conduct and rules rules and what to do if EDP enters the building. Nothing important, so I just start nodding off. And I could feel my body swaying. I was doing that half asleep, half awake thing that you do, but I can't fall asleep because the teacher would see me and call me out in front of the entire class. And I'm not trying to have everybody look at me crazy just because I was trying to go to sleep. But as I'm trying to stay awake, I blink once and everything's fine. I blink a second time, all I hear is I full force cracked the desk, head dived into my wooden desk. I could hear the entire classroom turn around and just look at me. I looked up, saw everyone staring, and I immediately looked right back down. Them Neos were clowning me. I just hid and hoped nobody saw me. What I can't see can't hurt me, right? Like, not that I could see them anyways with this grade 4 concussion that I gave myself, but you get the point. And speaking of hiding,
bro, what is with you in these forced transitions?
You a forced transition.
What does that even mean?
That's why your hair dye leaning.
That's why you missing half your eyebrows.
At least my eyebrows are consistent. The color of your dress switched like Nintendo.
If your uploads were as consistent as your eyebrows, you'd be at a million already.
What's up, nigga? This ain't what you want.
Yeah.
Speaking of hiding, my last L came from playing hide and seek at my house. And if you're anything like me, you take hide and seek very seriously. As soon as the person starts counting down and they get to 0 and take off, they're no longer a friend. They're a murderer. Like, I genuinely fear for my life playing hide and seek. I was playing hide and seek with my siblings. My brother starts counting in a corner. And if you're Haitian, you have this big unnecessary china cabinet full of dishes that you literally will never use. Why do we do this? Why is this here? We don't use this.
Stanley, calm down.
Nah, it makes no sense.
Stanley, relax.
Why buy dishes to not use them if you... I go to the china cabinet and I tilt the china cabinet forward enough to where I could slide in perfectly. What I didn't account for is how heavy it was to push the cabinet after I got behind it. Because once I got behind there, I put my hands down and the cabinet fell back, meaning I can't move. I'm going to die. The only tight places that I do well in are so I start panicking to the point where I'm gasping for air. And all of a sudden I can hear footsteps getting close. All the noise I was making was attracting attention and I'm finally gonna get saved. But then I hear the footsteps leave. Like bro, I'm about to ascend. After struggling for like 3 more minutes, my brother finally comes around the corner. But he wasn't alone. No. He brought my parents. They looked at me and immediately started laughing and making fun of me. I don't think they understand the severity of the situation. Like, I'm about to go freestyle with Juice WRLD and woo walk with Pop Smoke if someone doesn't get me out of here. So at the top of my lungs with maximum loudicity, I scream, I'm literally stuck. They collapsed, completely dying of laughter. They did not care about me at all. Like, y'all are my family. Help me, bro. Please, bro. Help me out of here. They did eventually let me out though, obviously, but because I was 8, I remember crying for like a day straight. I was so scared, and believe it or not, they still have not let me live this down. Like, after they're gonna watch this video, and after they watch this video, I guarantee you they're all gonna call me and just laugh at me about that moment that I just told you guys about. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, hearing about all of my L's. I kept it very limited because I feel like there's a part 2 here, you know what I'm saying? And in a part 2, that's when I'll get into my juicy L's. You know what I'm saying? I gotta warm y'all up first. I can't go right into, like, you don't go to basketball practice and immediately hop in a 5-on-5. You get in a layup line, you do some sprints, you know what I'm saying? You get the muscles warm. And then you drop a 5-on-5 on them. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing. I'm warming y'all up. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, I hope you guys liked the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all that is down below. And also follow me across all of my social media. Most importantly, Instagram. If you don't follow me across all of them, Instagram is really the only one that really matters. But yeah, aside from that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. With that being said, it's a wrap. Fade to black.
After a while of everyone looking at bro on the ground, I lose. I can't take it anymore. I go over there and I look over the teacher's shoulder and everyone knows about guy locker rooms, but like, do you really? Like, do you really know what's going on inside that locker room? Because I promise if you did, schools across the nation would start banning them immediately. The worst thing that happened in my high school locker room is the most disturbing thing you will hear today. Like, let me say this. Everything started because high school locker rooms are a complete wasteland. It's like VR chat mixed with GTA mixed with a Twitter comment section. As soon as you walk in, you see guys yelling, you see the scared white kids all tucked in the corner, you see the shower is leaking water, there's so much act in the air, you would have thought you were at one of these places. Mold is growing in between the lockers, the tiles have more cracks than the glass window that separates the locker room office from the kids' locker room, and you will look through that glass at the teachers just praying they would take control of the situation, because the students are starting their weekly slap boxing competition, but they're just sitting there pretending like we don't exist, which for 82 cents an hour I do the same thing, but acting like you didn't choose this career is crazy. We know you see these kids hitting vapes in the bathroom. The hallways look like a Halloween movie. Do something, because all of this is just the tip of the iceberg. It genuinely gets worse. When I saw my friend Isaiah get picked up by 3 dudes and turned into an origami swan to fit into a locker room locker, that's when I peeped game. Locker rooms are just prisons with no guards. A locker room locker is smaller than a normal locker, and the crazier part is it wasn't empty, which made me realize people don't understand how hard it is to put someone in a locker, and even more so, people don't get how hard it is to get a kid out of a locker. 15 minutes later, I see him and 2 teachers come out of the locker room heading over to the bench, and he had ice on both sides of his hips, which made my school implement a rule that says if you so much as touch someone and don't keep your hands to yourself, you're gonna get immediate in-school suspension. And that did not work at all. I've never seen so many guys so comfortable with touching each other until I got into middle school and high school locker rooms. I'll be coming back from dropping 48, 10, and 5 during gym basketball, and I'm seeing dudes in a circle like, hey, good game, bro. Good game to you, bruh. Nah, like good freaking game, bro. What are y'all doing? Genuinely, you will never see men act like this anywhere else. The last time I saw men wanting to touch other men that much, Lil Nas X was performing in Houston, which goes to show how easy it is to get caught up in locker room zestiness, because I vividly remember being told to not put my pants on because they were trying to see who has the biggest meat. Like this. This is our future doctors, man. I don't know how it went. I was worried about a different set of balls, because I'd rather be the first person on the hardwood instead of the first person on hardwood. So when I say I had plenty of reasons to not stay in my gym locker room, that's what I'm talking about. But the things I've seen, the worst thing I've seen might actually get this video demonetized. I go to the locker room, the kids are rowdy. I'm thinking nothing of it. Typical 1.2 GPA behavior. These niggas got no future. I could tell, you could tell, the teachers could tell, because even they gave up on them before the 3rd day of school. These delinquents got this one kid in the corner, pinned up in the shower. Guys, nobody uses the showers at my school. They don't work. The only reason they're in there is because it's a blind spot from the teachers. Not that the teachers are checking for us anyways. So I stay to the other side of the locker room. See no evil, hear no evil, be no evil, however it goes. Because truly, whatever's going on over there is none of my concern. I'm getting ready for gym and I hear the kids go from crazy to absolutely insane. They are screaming at the top of their lungs. It sounds like what I can only describe as a coliseum. Then I hear whoever is leading this mob locker room riot say, "Hey, someone pass the broom." One of his henchmen goes, grabs a broom,